is that an old person. So the book essentially is about Mitch and his old professor, Maury, and it's a conversation that happens every week on Tuesdays. So the professor talks about various things in life, what
I've
success
read it.
means.
Give
Huh.
me two key takeaways from the book that you would like to apply to your personal life as well.
Sure. Okay, two things that come to mind are one would be that success doesn't necessarily mean the amount of fame or the money you have. Success is something that happens. It's a journey, it's not a destination.
Okay.
Uh, and uh, and your relationships in your life with the people around you is the real legacy that you leave behind. How you impacted a human being is more important than how much money you had. Yeah, those would be the two
So
things I
by
would.
so by pursuing an MBA, are you after money or are you after improving your and other people's life?
Um, my main purpose to pursue an MBA is to develop skills essentially and gain knowledge so that I can work in an
Which
organization
skills?
and then
Which
eventually
skills?
earn money. Sorry.
Which skills would you develop by pursuing an
Um,
MBA?
Analytical thinking, business decision makings, how to work in a team, how to actually
All
handle.
this could have been done by working in a job or an internship. MBA doesn't teach you that. Your professors won't teach you that.
Yes, ma'am, sure. But the way the curriculum is held, so a lot of it is case study based. It's a lot
Mm.
of group learning, like peer group exercises, etc. And a lot of life projects are also included. So I think that would give me the hands-on exposure, the real life exposure that I need before I start working
Which
in a college.
specialization would you be taking during your MBA?
I'm not entirely sure as of now, but I'm leaning towards marketing or an HR specialist.
Okay, which is your favorite ad of all time?
Um,
Any ad?
the Maggie ad that has been there for a while, that a child comes home from work or playing cricket, and the kid says
Mm.
that I'm hungry, and the mother cooks him the Maggie, 2 minute Maggie food. Yeah.
Do you think, as a psychologist also and as an individual, I'm asking this, do you think Maggie should be served to kids who come after playing? Shouldn't they be given a rather healthier meal?
Yes, ma'am. I agree that Maggie is not the
So
healthiest
are your
option.
choices unhealthy in personal life
Yeah.
as well?
I don't really indulge in Maggie or junk food that
So
much.
as a future marketer, if you are to, let's say, market cigarettes or alcohol or any of the sin goods, would you?
Yes, ma'am. Because I think consumption of something to a certain extent is not necessarily very bad. Anything excessive is definitely unhealthy.
So
Even
smoking one cigarette every day is okay, right?
uh, so I don't smoke. I don't know the dynamic of it, but no, I am going to assume no, because regular smoking would lead to infections and
But you just
lung
said doing
disorders.
anything in moderation is okay, right? Drinking one
Yes, sir,
bottle of
but
alcohol is okay.
the moderation should be decided by a medical professional, not just me or a
A
marketer person.
medical profession would ask you never to take these things. Trust me.
Yes, sir, of course.
So your statement that you just gave is wrong.
Okay.
These substances, when taken, should not be taken outrightly. But let's suppose you are the cigarette head of ITC. Would you still do it or would you leave your job?
So I think leaving a job, that decision should it depends on a lot other factors as well
I'm
than
telling you, this is
just.
the only factor that is there. You're okay with the salary, you're okay with the working conditions. This is the only factor. Now tell me. Ethical judge. Would you choose a 65 lakhs CTA or ethical or your ethics? 75 now.
I think, practically speaking, I think I would choose the job.
So you are unethical. What you do not practice what you preach. Okay, Naveen, move ahead.
How would you use your psychology degree in your MBA or let's say your marketing job?
Um, Psychology, my undergraduation in psychology has surely given me a lot of skills. So, say, for example, the ability to communicate with others, the patience to, uh, to understand other
We all
people,
have
and
it. If you're a decent human being, we all have these skills.
um,
How would you use your psychology education during your MBA or during your job? Is psychology needed for marketing?
yes, ma'am. I think psychology is
How?
needed for marketing because to understand what people uh, what people would like to see on your brand or however you position your product, it should depend on what the people are interested in seeing and see, be it the colors, be it the jingle, even everything really depends on how it is perceived by the other person. So I think psychology plays a huge role in
Can
that.
you explain that through an example?
uh yes, sir, sure. Okay, so the McDonald's logo, so it's bright yellow and bright red. Those two colors are perceived by the brain as fun and joyful, and which is why those colors are always used in those bright menus, bright red yellow menus.
So, again, how is psychology involved in this?
The
Question
perception of,
pertains.
sorry,
Continue.
the perception of color, the perception of that emotion that, oh, I see a red and a yellow menu, and I automatically think, oh, this is going to be tasty, fun food. So
Okay. What is omni-channel marketing?
I'm not sure about that.
What is guerrilla marketing?
I don't know.
What is IDA model?
Now I don't know.
How
Do you know
is
what are four P's? What is STP?
Yes, so four P's are product, place, price, and uh, product, place, price, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on the last one.
Promotion.
Promotions.
Are you aware of seven P's?
Uh, Not entirely, but I know that three more P's were added, and those
Of
are
course, four
used
plus
more.
three is seven. Yeah, so go ahead.
Why were they added? Okay, you don't know the rest of the three piece. You tell me why were they added?
Uh, Say I don't know why, but I know that those are used more on the service product kind of side of the sector.
Give me an
Uh,
example.
so, hmm,
I'll tell you the rest of the three piece: people, process, and physical evidence. Okay. So now use your brains and tell me what would these be used for?
people, processor, and physical evidence. Um, okay, so say you're at a restaurant, take for example, and the server or the person who is waiting at your table, however their behavior is towards you, that could come under people. Um, Process and physical evidence. So I can't think of an example for the other two right now.
Okay. Give me three KPIs of paid marketing.
I don't know that.
Three KPIs of HR analytics or metrics of HR analytics. Any three.
Do you know
Okay.
what is the full form of KPI?
No, sir.
It's key performance indicators. Tell me three
Okay.
KPIs of Sonal Shekhar.
Um, So could you explain KPI for just one more time?
I'm telling you the full form: key performance indicators.
Um,
Okay.
I,
What is the difference between tofu and ATL?
I don't know it.
Do you know what tofu mofu bofu is?
No, no.
Okay. Who's the second lady of USA? Who's the
I
first
don't.
lady of India? Who's the head
First
of
Lady
the
of
army? Hmm.
Sorry,
Sorry,
First
answer.
Lady of India, Draupadi Murmu, our president.
Sure. Who's the head of the army? Sorry, armed forces, not army. Who's the head of the armed forces of India?
Mm,
Who's the PM of Denmark? How many countries are there in the world?
260?
Okay.
Can you repeat
Why
how many? How many did you say?
260?
260.
And where does India rank in terms of mental health on an index?
I don't know the rank exactly, but it does rank a lot lower than most of the European countries.
Give me a number, estimate after 100, 250.
After 100, I would say.
Sirs, over to you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to understand what are your long-term goals?
Uh, Sir, can I pause for just 1 second? Can I drink
Sure.
some water? Thank you. Oh, yeah, so my long-term goals, so I would like to see myself in a managerial position in, say, 5 to 7 years, uh, and handling big responsibilities, working with a good organization with a good role.
I think that is common for all of us here in this meeting, for Angad, for Navleen, for me. So, like,
Surely.
do you have any specific goals? Because, see, I understand that your short-term goal is to pursue MBA. And again, long-term goals, everyone wants a successful career. So, please be more elaborative on that.
Your long-term goals can be personal also, like if you want to achieve something in the next 10 years, 15 years, anything specific in life that you want to achieve.
It could be personal as well.
Yes, yes. Long-term goals can be very personal to you also. Even short-term goals. You can have one related to your career and one to your personal life, or two, whatever I mean.
Okay. Um, okay, so I am not very sure about this, but in the long term, I would want to have something of my own, like have start something of my own on the entrepreneurial side. I am not very sure about that, what it would be or how it would even go about, but uh, I do have that uh, want that I
Sonal, why not start that venture or dream of yours now?
ma'am, because I believe I'm not equipped with the knowledge enough to start something of my own right now. So I think education part of it, the resources that I would gain, and the experience that I would get from working for a while before I start my own venture. I think that would be really helpful.
Okay, so what I understand is that I don't understand your journey. So first you did psychology, then without work experience, you just directly want to jump into MBA. And then after 5, 10 years, somewhere down the line, if you want to, you will pursue something of your own. So what I understand is that you're not clear about your goals. You are just doing what comes in front of you without thinking about it. Is that so?
No, sir, I would not say that that's the case. Yes, it seems like a very haphazard path. It's not very linear as per the general way of things. But this decision of mine to pursue an MBA is well thought out, and I have clarity on it. And I realized this when I was in my second year of college itself, that this is what I want to pursue instead of continuing with psychology clinically, or maybe a counseling psychology. Um, so I do agree with you that it doesn't seem very logical, that the next step seems a little rushed into, but it's not. It is well thought out. Yeah.
Okay. So you have worked on a research paper, correct?
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
Okay, so sir, it was a college project. We were supposed to write a secondary literature review, and my topic was how positive psychology affects well-being in the employees and in organizations. So, what we were essentially tasked with was to read up on the past 10 years or so, or to find out 20 to 25 papers, and go through them, read whatever it is, and then form a basic conclusion of our own.
What do you understand by primary and secondary
Sorry.
research? What do you understand by primary research and secondary research?
So, secondary research is essentially when you revisit the already existing research, and then either mine was literature review, so I it was just to read and form a conclusion. It could be a lot of other things, like you could find the research gaps, the limitations that already exist to the with the pre-existing studies, and then or maybe take a different approach on whatever already exists. Whereas primary research is basically creating uh, your own research paper, essentially starting from scratch.
Tell me the difference between population and sample.
So population is the big size of, it's like a big group of people, but sample is the selected few that represent the population. So say for example, there's a population of 100 people, but for my study, I can only take 20 people due to say time or cost limitations. And so I would pick those 20 people who essentially more or less would represent those 100. So those 20 would be my sample.
So are you sure that 20 would give you the correct estimate of the entire population?
No,
What should
sir,
be the
that
minimum, what is the minimum criteria in sampling that you must have studied? That this is
uh,
the minimum number of people that you should sample out.
depends on what I mean, it depends on a study. I think if it's a case-based study, then out of five, only two people would also do. But if
But it
it's
wasn't five,
something,
right? Yeah.
sorry,
It wasn't five. If you take out the percentage, 2 out of 5 would be a very high percentage as compared to 20 out of 100. Correct.
yes, sir. No, I do, if as far as I know, I don't think there's a set number of what the sample size should be or what percentage should be. And definitely, the sample size doesn't fully or accurately depict the population. Obviously, there's going to be changes, but that is why the studies are. Uh, uh, I mean, it is repeated over different samples as well to maintain the validity of the research, so that all the all the essential qualities of the population
Okay,
is.
tell me different types of sampling methods.
Sorry, I don't know about that.
Okay. Tell me, what if P value is less than 0.05. What does that mean?
So if the p-value is less than 0.05, it means that the study is significant. So a study being significant means that it was not just, I'm saying this in very layman language, this is not the exact terminology, but essentially it means that it's not a one-off chance that the study was not, it was not hampered due to just one factor. And now this is one thing happened and now this is the result. That's not the case. That the study has been done thoroughly and the validity and reliability is there and the study is significant. So, yeah, that is what.
Okay, what is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis?
So I don't know that.
But you did a research, right?
Yes, so but we didn't use null hypothesis or
But you should be knowing that now whenever you're writing a research paper. That is a very basic thing for any research.
yes, no.
Okay, tell me any recent business news that you're aware of.
Recent research news.
Business news.
Oh, business news. Um, does the India US the trade deal that is happening, does that count as business news?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so earlier USA had imposed a significantly huge amount of tariffs on the Indian exports, but now the deal has been there has been a deal revising those tariffs, and it has gone down from 50% to 18%, and yes, so that's it.
So, what do you understand by tariffs?
So tariffs is um, when a when something is exported from one country to the other, there is a certain amount of tax which has to be paid. That is essentially called tariffs.
So, is it beneficial for India or US?
For the US, so if I export something to the US, then we would be the ones who have to pay the tax.
So, then why is value of Indian rupee declining uh, in terms of dollar?
I am not very well read on that, sorry.
Okay, Angad, you may continue.
Okay. So, is India a consumption-led or an investment-led economy?
Um, I am not very sure about that, sir.
Okay, you want to do marketing, right?
Yes,
What is Ansoff matrix?
I
What
don't
is
know.
BCG matrix?
I can't remember.
What is pestle analysis?
I can't remember
What
that.
is STB?
I don't know
What,
that.
what is SWOT analysis?
Uh, SWOT analysis refers, so the full form is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and I can't
Taco
remember
Bell
what.
and Taco
Sorry.
Bell.
No, sir, not Taco Bell. Um,
Threats.
threats. Threats.
So, which is your favorite company that you would like to work for?
I do not have an answer to that.
You know, na, after spending 30 lakhs approximately, You're gonna have to work for a company. They must be your favorite company. My favorite company is Google. Which is your favorite company that you would like to work for?
Um, so I do not have an answer to that.
Let's suppose you're working for Reliance. Do the SWOT analysis of Reliance.
Um, okay. Okay. So I'm not very sure about this, but off the top of my head, strengths of I would say it Reliance it is a household name. It has a huge legacy in our country. Um, uh,
Name some companies that it owns, products that it owns that are its strength. I'll name one. Okay, strength is, according to me, petroleum industry. Like Reliance Petroleum is its strength, right?
okay.
Tell me what are the weaknesses of Reliance Group in terms of products or companies. You can name anything.
Okay. So it's not. In the recent years, Reliance Digital and Reliance Trends, the apparel side of Reliance, the um, I think that it has declined. I'm sorry about the background noise here. So, um, okay, Reliance Trends. I'll just say that.
Do you have any numbers to back it up?
No,
Exactly.
That
The
the
ma'am.
business is declining or
Reliance trend is not its weakness, unfortunately.
Okay.
What are the opportunities that Reliance has and it is aiming for? There must be something it is working into. There's a recent IPO also that it launched with the world's largest company in the world, hedge fund manager in the world, sorry. Have you heard of BlackRock?
No, sir.
Do you know how much assets does BlackRock have? What's the economy of India? Size of economy of India?
Uh, the figure, the
Yeah, figure.
4,
4
around
point
4.5 trillion.
wrong.
Okay.
What's the size of economy of China?
I don't know.
USA?
Uh, Around 30 trillion dollars.
Okay, I'll still accept it. Pakistan?
I don't know. But it is a lot lower than India.
How much lower? Half, one third, one fifth, one tenth.
I don't have a rough estimate.
Okay. What's the size of economy of Uttar Pradesh?
I'm not aware. So,
Okay, so there's a company, if you combine all of the Southeast Asian countries and South Asia, apart from China, that owns more assets than it. It's called BlackRock.
okay.
Okay. Now coming back to the questions, what are the opportunities would be geo financial services?
Okay.
Okay. What are the threats it has?
Um, the competition, I mean,
Which competition and names? You're the example that you gave for Reliant Trends should be used here. Like Westside and Zudio are its biggest threats.
yes, sir, that was my
But that is
point.
not the weakness. Weakness
Okay.
could be Campa Cola. It has been trying to launch it.
Hmm.
It has spent a lot of money on marketing, a lot of money into is being passed on to retailers, but still it is not being accepted by the markets.
Hmm. Yes, so the Zudio versus the Reliance Trends was the point I was trying to make earlier. That since the
You
research,
used it into the wrong quadrant,
yes, sir,
unfortunately.
I realize that now.
Tell me, tell me one thing that you would like to unlearn.
Okay, so one thing that I would like to unlearn is uh, I have always um, seen uh, success as something I have to achieve, and if I don't get there, despite all of my efforts, everything, then I'm a complete failure. So I think that should not be how one thinks, because even the efforts you put in do lead to some improvement in you. So if even if you're able to achieve, say, 90% of what you set out to, uh, it shouldn't be seen as a complete failure. So that is one mindset that I'm trying to change.
Okay. Try to frame it in a better way. The answer that you're giving is correct, but you
Hmm.
have to frame it into a better way if it is asked in the final interview. Okay.
Okay.
And have this answer ready. This was
Hmm.
asked in the recent interviews that were happening tomorrow, yesterday, and day before yesterday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Tell me two reasons why I should not take you into my college, B school, whatever.
Hmm. So one reason that I can think of is, as you mentioned earlier, I have just completed my undergraduation. I do not have a lot of uh, work experience, uh, and
Okay.
that
Second reason, you do
uh,
not have work experience is one. Okay. Second reason,
second reason would be
let's leave it. I gave you critical thinking, whatever, right? You had just written points.
yes, sir.
Now, unfortunately, I could not understand. They were not written very meticulously or something. Okay.
Yes.
Now you have 5 minutes to justify your answer. Start. Because you were
Okay.
thinking, right? You have to speak for 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I don't know how. Now speak continuously for 5 minutes and justify the answer. First, repeat the question and then the answers for the other panelists also to hear.
Okay, sir. So the question was, if India's poverty line was redefined upwards, would that mean policy failure or would that mean progress? So, what I wrote is, s- the redefining of poverty line could be due to reevaluation or uh, bringing up new studies and new surveys, or maybe changing the metrics of how it is evaluated. So it could mean it's not entirely policy failure, but it does mean that a bigger population of the country would fall under the poverty line, and also that the all the pre-existing policies or the schemes are not being
But it
able
might
to.
also mean that people have started earning more, right? Can you tell me a recent example where the government has shifted the poverty line? Not the poverty line, the income line based on
uh,
income. Tax slabs have been increased to 12 lakhs, right? If you're earning a below 12 lakhs, you do not have to pay taxes. Why do
yes,
you think the government has done that?
so that the people who are earning in a lower income salaries do not have to, um, they would have more than what they did before. Like if you pay taxes as well, then a big chunk of that money goes to the government. So this way they would retain what they earn.
But isn't that a revenue loss for the government?
Um,
How does the Indian government make up for it? That revenue deficit that it is currently facing because of the increase in slabs, tax slabs.
so one point that comes to mind is that there is a gap between what a lot of what I'm trying to say is that certain population of the country earns a lot more than the rest of the country. So the taxes or the revenue that the government would get from there, I think could to a certain extent compensate for the people
But they
who
were
are the.
already paying taxes, right? If I'm earning 1 crores before this slab tax slab change, I would still be paying taxes. If I'm earning one crore now, I would still be paying taxes. So that makes no difference to the revenue of the government. I will still
Hmm.
be paying for 38, 37% taxes now also.
I do not have an answer to that, so.
See, what happens is if you increase the tax slabs or reduce the tax rates, more and more people start increasing their incomes. People who have black money, instead of filing for 5 lakhs, they're going to start increasing 7 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 10 lakhs. So in the coming years, what will happen is more and more people would be under the, inspection of the government. Sorry. Under the radar of the government, and they would know that okay, these people are continuously just filing taxes at 11.5 lakhs, 11.2 lakhs. That way they can increase their income tax rates and all, and have more people actually pay taxes. In the long run it makes sense, but in the short run it usually leads to revenue loss. Okay, so this is one of the points. But there are a lot of other factors that contribute to it. Okay, so do read up about it. What is the defense budget of India for the fiscal year 2026-27?
Uh, it it was substantially higher than what it has been for the last few years. It was, if I'm not wrong, around 7.2, uh,
7.8 lakh crores.
7.8 lakh crores.
Yeah. Any other two financial figures that you remember from the budget?
The overall estimated budget was around 53 lakh, and um, uh, I'm not very sure about this figure, but the manufacturing budget, or uh, the money allocated to the manufacturing sector, because that has been an important point highlighted in this budget,
How much is it?
was around 10,000 lakh crores.
10,000 lakh crores.
No, 10. Sorry, I'm not sure about this. I would like to not say more.
Okay, this brings us to an end of your interview. Naveen, feedback.
So, Sonal, I remember your interview. I would say in the first interview, you were better prepared than you were today. I don't know why that has happened. You even knew the basics of marketing, which you couldn't answer today, which is very unfortunate. Maybe you didn't get the time or whatever it is. I would say please revise your marketing basics, your psychology basics, and if you have not decided your stream, uh, prepare both for HR. HR में situational questions ज़्यादा आते हैं, pay parity, gender equality, posh, labor that, etc. etc. And marketing तो you know the list. ठीक है?
Okay.
And with numbers and figures again, don't say I think, have facts and stats. I always tell you guys. ठीक है? So
Okay, so as I said, I wasn't clear about your journey. You should frame your answers better. Like it has to be coherent. Why psychology, then why MBA without a job? Why do you want to do entrepreneurship later? Why marketing? Because there is no connect with all the subjects that you mentioned.
Mm.
Okay. Second, you are not sure about your research that you did, whatever, even if it was literature review, you should be, clear about the subject in research in general. So, and again, if you don't know, you should say you don't know. You should not argue for a wrong answer. So the sample size should be 30 as per the central limit theorem and the rule of thumb in stats. So please go and study about all those concepts. Okay. And as for the marketing questions, Navleen, Angad asked, even you were not sure about the 4Ps or 7Ps or STP. That is the first thing in marketing. So if you want to pursue marketing, you should be clear of the basics. Okay, then coming to the recent business news, you just had a surface level understanding.
Mm.
Should be more clear on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Angad.
Two very basic problems here were you do not have a very valid point. You do not have valid points why you want to do an MBA.
Mm.
See, even if it's a short interview, 8 to 10 minute interview or 5, 7 minutes interview, they will still question you why do you want to do an MBA and all. Okay.
Mm.
So have at least 5 to 7 points ready. Why do you want to do an MBA? Otherwise, so this, I think we have iterated the same thing multiple times before also.
Mm.
See, they have paucity of time there. We do not. That is the reason we are grilling you for the past 30, 40 minutes, whatever. They are not going to give you so many chances. They're going to ask you why MBA. They'll not be convinced as Karthik. No one, I think, on this panel was convinced why do you want to do an MBA. Karthik has covered all of the scenarios that can be asked. So please go back, think on it, write better answers, and muck them up. Literally, these questions should have been mucked till now. Again, the second point being last time for marketing, like when you and I had an interaction, I made you write all of these things STP, SWOT, whatever, IDA, and all of this. You still don't know anything. Basic two things so we can expect, right? Okay, ठीक है आपको इको के क्वेश्चंस और जीके नहीं आती. Let's suppose you don't know the budget of India. You had a basic, ठीक है, that is still okay. But these two basic things will be asked na in any interview. So please उसको पढ़ लो, otherwise it's a loss for you itself. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you and all the best. You can leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
थोड़ा आप लोग ना जल्दी जल्दी ले लो इनका, क्योंकि लेट हो जा रहा है। इतना लंबा लंबा टाइम मत लगाया करो।
मैं तो 7-8 मिनट में खत्म कर, ये तो लाइव हटाओ ना इसको, आप ऐसे बात कर रहे हो.
नहीं, लाइव हटी हुई है।
नहीं, मुझे लाइव दिख रहा है.
The meeting is being live streamed.